Why being Bobo the biggest fool of them all? I swear my mic was working, but it wasn't. But hey, lovelies, hope y'all having a good morning, noon, or night-ish. Whenever y'all watching this, it's your girl. Back with y'all brand new video. Hello. I decided to do this on 7/5. It is 5:46. Just so y'all can know, I did this out of the kindness of my heart for you. For you. I got a better dog. I got a better more. That you always wish you I love her. Anyways, please tell me y'all know that song. My Norena, me not giving out tonight. And my new Superman. Anyways, it's called Here I Am by Rick Ross. But I decided to do this like DreamCon PSA because you already know what's this weekend. And I will be leaving this Thursday. I literally work Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday. Yeah, I pretty much work dang near every day into the trip because I'm making that money so I can spend it. In all seriousness, I feel like I've been wanting to make one of these videos for the longest, and y'all probably gonna eat me up for it, but I want to do like a before I go and after I go, because I've been going for a few years. Actually, I've been going since 2021. Pretty much after COVID. My best friend, shout out to my Naipu, that's my girl. She pretty much drove me out to Dallas and we went for the Saturday. It was really fun. I enjoyed it. I got to meet Berlizzi, Black Girls Anime. I have a few pictures. I'll have to, the hard part about editing this video is I'm gonna have to look in the archives. I had to look in the archives just so I can know that I have the repertoire to be saying what I'm saying. So in 2021, I went with my bestie. It was so fun. We did like a turnaround trip because she don't really do hotels. And then in 2022, I went with my aunt. It was in Arlington those first 2 years. Because after COVID, it was a lot going on, all that good stuff. You know, COVID really shut us down. Shut it down. That's not funny, man. Those people, rest in peace. But more so, I feel like it was for sure, I will say the venue that you're at really does make or break sometimes the experiences. I did in 2022 end up volunteering for the first time that year. That year it was supposed to be me, my aunt, and my cousin. But he ended up not showing up due to some personal circumstances that required him not to be there. One thing I will say at the time that I did not like was how they had the refund in terms of getting your money back. I had an extra ticket and felt like I wasted my money because first off, you pay for it a year in advance, and then there was no way I could get my money back for that. So honestly, per se, I just didn't like the fact that you couldn't really transfer the ticket and try to give any symbol of money back. So it kind of sucked. But I will say the experience was very fun. I was pretty much in charge of like main stage, backstage. So I was in charge of helping volunteer, watching the doors. I think I had red hair that year. That red hair was very interesting. I got to meet Cole Thomas. If you don't know who that is, that's the guy from Holes. I got to meet Chaotic Allure. I saw your Rage, Jojo the Mofo, Berlizzi, Mari, Rico, all like the whole Some Bros family. I'm Danielle, and I'm gonna say you're always super sweet. Like overall, the people that you meet are pretty nice people. For the most part, I think because it was more so such a smaller venue, I would say it was more easy for you to run into more of your favorite creators because it was more on a personal level in terms of the actual venue itself. However, let's say, I'm not sure, did I go to 2023? I remember, I don't remember. I don't remember. I don't think I went to, I know I for sure did go to 2022. Those were in Arlington. Then they moved to Austin. So Austin was 2023. I did go to 2024. My sister I have little sisters that live in Temple, which is not too far from Austin, different city near the Austin area. So I ended up going kind of unplanned on Saturday. I got to meet Leon Thomas that year, and I will say in terms of the venue itself, way bigger than Arlington. Like for example, in comparison, Arlington's like, think of like a one-store mall. You get to Austin, baby, she's 2 stores. I'm like, wait a minute. Who is that? Who is she? Like, okay, step up. And I will say, first glance, especially if it's your first time going and you've been going, it can get very overwhelming. It's so much to do, so much to look at. And I think it's a really cool opportunity to be able to find like-minded people that are in the same space as you per se, but it was more so, y'all gonna eat me up. I've been feeling the more that I've been going that it's been very cloutish, like, because everything nowadays is like the biggest clip, the biggest, you know, viral moment. It has been very, I will say, see swarms of crowds like doing, I don't want to say stupid stuff, but more so like trying to get noticed per se, to where it's like, okay, like y'all just standing, and like as an audience just trying to be there, it's like, dang, y'all just standing in the middle of the way, like, okay, cool. But like sometimes I'm supposed to be like dead in the center of things, like, dang, you won't even let nobody, like, y'all be right by the door or something, and it'd be a big group or probably y'all, and you're not aware of your surroundings, to where y'all don't even realize other people are trying to enjoy themselves around you per se. I will say that. Austin was cool. I had blonde hair that year because I switch my hair colors up like I switch my clothes whenever I feel like it. And for that year, it was super fun, enjoy myself. I will say I was nervous to go because I did know friends there. So I will say it's probably a lot harder to go when you don't know anybody there. But I think that's kind of the beauty about things, being able to, you know, open up your I don't want to say your persona, but more so your personality, being able to kind of unlock a little bit of a difference between yourself by putting yourself in predicaments that you may not have been put in prior to. You're at least in a space where you do have like-minded people. You may not be the most common, and I feel like, especially me going into, I don't feel like I'm the most comic driven person, the most anime watching person, but I do feel like I am enough of an enjoyer that I can for sure have a conversation with somebody. The amount of conversations that I've had with people randomly in line for some creator, Berleezy, the first year I went in 2021, I met some people. Okay, I can't remember everybody, but the main person that I do remember out of the group, I believe his name was like Daniel, and like his group of friends, I remember him because he was like a filmmaker. So I do follow him on my Instagram. So, but it's like the beauty of finding people that are not from your same state, or not from your same area, but still finding, you know, the simple understanding. Even my best friend, who really didn't even know none of this, what's going on, she specifically went because Principal Perry, if y'all don't know, from Disney XD, she plays the English voice actor for Naruto. So she wanted to go see her, but she ended up doing like video calls, so she's a little disappointed about that. But it was like the idea that you may not be the most into things, but you are still able to find something for you. Then we get to Houston, and I went last year. I went 2025, and I'm going 2026. So far these few years, I've pretty much been buying Saturday tickets, except, well, you can't really buy Saturday. They just started doing single tickets. So the single tickets are more of a newer thing per se. Now in 2021, you pretty much buy like 3-day pass tickets, but they were pretty affordably cheap. I think at most they were maybe like 60 or 75. And then they just started as of, I want to say Austin, like the second year, or maybe the first year of Austin, they started doing single day pass tickets, which I think that's a wonderful idea. Not everybody wants to go every single day, or even have the capacity or the money to go every, you know, the full week. I mean, power to y'all. I mean, thankfully I did, so I was able to get the symbol of things. I typically left Sundays. Sundays were kind of like a half day at the DreamCon, so there wasn't really much going on. Now I will say 2025, I did stay the full Sunday. So I drove with my friend Jenny, shout out to my girl, and then we had a group. So I will say 2025 we did have a group. So we decided to do a hotel 2025, and it was the first year in Houston. Now what people don't tell you, and I wish they kind of would improvise or advertise a little bit more, is that on Thursdays, before they start doing mail, because something that they did this year, and I'll get to that, is that they're doing mail delivery. I think that's a wonderful idea. But per se, last year, if you wanted to get your ticket early, because them lines was lame. They had like 9-10 lines just to get in the line, I'm like, ooh, cut the goddamn cameras. So for our group, we got there Thursday so we can beat the crowd for Friday. Because what I typically do is it's a 3-day weekend thing. So what a lot of people do, they'll get there Friday, Saturday, leave Sunday. Like that's just common, or I'm off the weekend type thing. However, Thursdays is the best days to typically do it. And even for the time that I was supposed to be volunteering, I wasn't even able to get there till Friday. So like I missed the walk around. of everything. And then especially what a lot of people don't tell you is if your name is on the ticket, can't nobody else pick them tickets up but you. So if you're not there and your ID not there with your name on them, that has the name on the tickets, baby, they're not getting them tickets. And they do not play that. You hear me? Like, if you have somebody buy the tickets for you, baby, you need to make sure that you are the one with the name on them tickets so you can pick them up. Because the amount of people, I will say, especially during Arlington, that people like, oh, well, for the tickets, oh, it's my mom's name. Like, she's not here. Well, we can't, like, you know. So, like, they try to bypass things, but, like, they were pretty strict on that, sad to say. And I feel bad for some people for that. Because, like, they really don't explain, like, oh, if your name's not on the tickets. And, like, you'd be like, oh, it's in fine print. I feel like there should be something big enough that should be displayed. I'm not really a cosplayer. I will be cosplaying this year, so stay tuned. I'm really nervous and excited. I've cosplayed before, but kind of in the personal confinement of my own room during like COVID. But I will say cosplaying is really expensive. So they're like kudos and snaps and claps for my cosplayers, because like the amount to like ball in a budget and be able to spend that money and allocate that time and energy into that takes a lot of work. And I don't think a lot of people appreciate that as much as they probably should, but to each your own. We're gonna get in Houston, and I'm talking about, but I'm dodging. First off, the difference between Austin and Houston is that when it comes to the different states in Texas, one is hot as fish grease out here. Like, born and raised on my life in Texas, it's hot as hell out here. If you see people, like, if you look around and look at the TikToks, people in hoodies, or you see people in hoodies, it's because they've been living here all their life and they desensitized to this weather, and it gets worse every year. Because of climate change, it exists, trust. Open your eyes. But it is more so that don't be doing like them. It's hot. Bring your water bottles, bring your fans. Like, I feel like a lot of people don't realize, bring your fans, because a lot of times these parking that be cheap and even more expensive parking be booked out because people don't be knowing where they're going or the area that they're in, so they be parking at the closest parking they can find a parking spot. Guilty. I be doing that sometimes. I for sure be doing it. But I will say, try to find you a designated area. Get for the first day or whatever you're gonna get there early, which is why I'm saying, if you try to get there on Friday, my biggest suggestion is try to get you there a day early. Scope around, see what area you're gonna be in, so you can feel like, okay, actually, let's try to, when we get here, we're gonna try to get there around this time to park early. Or even as simple as using, not necessarily Google Maps, but I know everybody's go-to is either Google Maps or Apple Maps. You're able to do like a leave at this time, or at least before you start getting situated for your day, and be like, all right, y'all, hey, heads up, we need to leave at this time because of traffic. Even if it's 15 minutes, y'all. It's a beast. It's a beast. When it's Texas, baby, all them interstates, especially for the fact that you have all these people from these non-Texas interstates places trying to drive. No offense to y'all. No offense to y'all. Let me hold your hand when I say this. It's a little different, baby. It's a little different, sweetheart. It's not the same. It's not the same, because these Texas drivers, they don't turn their blinker on. They don't be doing that. Like, you think the 4-second rule is because the driver's license plates told you? No, the 4-second rule is because folks be running them. They be running them. And you will see a cop, see them run them. You will see a cop run them, because that's what everybody do down here. That's just what they do. I'm not everybody. I said that like, I don't drive like that. I drive like this. But I said it like, at 10 and 2. And hit 1, 2, 3, 4. And then go, because baby, if you don't, shoo, you will see somebody with a big old Ram 54, whatever, with a uplifted a truck, speed past you, and you be praying that you didn't die today. So that's just a forewarning in terms of the traffic. I do think it's very important to be mindful of your time. One thing that I feel like people should keep you a charger, especially if you're in a group. I will say, if y'all trying to meet up and do that stuff, make sure your phone is charged before you leave, because for some reason people don't be doing it, but like, I'm one of the people that do actually do that. Make sure you charge your phone. Make sure you have a charger of some sorts. Yes, they have ports and stuff in them places, but you and everybody and their mama thinking the same exact thing. And I will say, be mindful. You're going to see a diverse of people. It's not just going to be black people. It's going to be people of color. You're going to see Caucasian people. You're going to see everybody. So, just be open and mindful to the fact that it's not going to be everybody that looks like you. A lot of black people, for sure. So, it'll be comfortable. Like, you should be comfortable if if that's your prerogative. But just be mindful of the fact that it's going to be open. It's going to be a melting pot, for sure. It's going to be kids there. It's going to be parents. It's going to be sisters, brothers, older people. Like, it's going to be anybody that wants to be there and is having a good time. And I think this is a really beautiful thing to like put in perspective, that there's going to be people who are there to be there. So, yeah. When it comes to Houston, I will say I don't know. I will say I liked Houston a little bit better than Austin, but at the same time, I felt like there was just so much space in Houston. Like, it was more so, I was looking at the map and it's like, oh, this place is this place, but it's like, oh, okay. I don't know where this is. Like, I don't know where I'm at right now, but I'm just going, I'm just gonna rock. Cause like, everything was becoming so digital now. Let me put it like this. So Austin, when I went, they started doing what is called Pixel Pass. You do RSVPs for a lot of the events that you do want to go in, because coming to find out, when they did Arlington back in 2021 and 2022, which is why I'm saying I do have like the preface or the understanding of why they do what they do, is because it was so packed between the main stage, people who have premium passes, regular passes. It eventually just was too overwhelming for a lot of the volunteers and the workers working behind the stage. Like, I've seen it firsthand. So I get why they did what they did. But more so, I feel like the process for them doing that is kind of lackluster per se, for the reason that a lot of people on the DreamCon page don't really remind you, hey, this is RSVP, which kind of puts people at a disadvantage. So when they get to the event, like, oh, what are y'all standing in line for? Like, oh, I RSVP'd for this 2 weeks ago. Well, not everybody don't got lives, and I'm not saying the people who RSVP don't have lives, but it's more so they have the time, and not everybody, like, maybe I would have had time if I would have been able to be notified or something for that. But remember, these are people's first time going, so they're not aware of what's going on or what to be expecting or what to look out for if they've never been before. You know what I'm saying? So I feel like in terms of DreamCon, I wish they would put a little more energy into the fact of like notifying and essentially alerting people in being more informative of how they are gathering. They should be able to gather information for this event. Personally, y'all are so, and the reason why, okay, what I'm about to, y'all let me up when I say this, low-key, I feel like it's becoming more so a content fest in terms of the main thing that y'all advertise and y'all illustrate for people is the content creators, people, the dodgeball games, the yada yada yada, things that have to do with the RDC people and or the content creators that they hang out with. And there's nothing wrong with that, but you can't pretty much be mad at some of the people that are coming for those certain purposes. For example, there was a girl, I think they were dragging her on TikTok or something like that, because she was like, I went to DreamCon hoping to see Berlizzi or something like that, or some bros, and I couldn't even see them because a lot of people didn't realize you and your mama and everybody else in that long line. The line be long to go see Berlizzi and Mama Easy and all them and Brittany. Oh, I'm so happy I got to see her in Austin. She was so sweet. And I got to see her in Houston. Oh, she's so sweet. She's so sweet. Shout out to Brittany. But it's kind of like these creators are super sweet. They're gonna stop when, like, if you're not rude. Like, I feel like you should very much put respect and understanding between you and the creators. At the end of the day, these are human beings, and if they politely tell you no, you should be able to say no. You should be able to take that no and take that L and say, hopefully I can see you another time and go about your day. Because at the end of the day, you shouldn't be making a video, no whatever, talking about, oh, they cock blocking or they superstardom. Baby, maybe they was hungry. Maybe you are the one person, the free time that they had and they want to go get something to eat, or maybe they got folks down there that you don't know about. You know what I'm saying? Like, you should properly put in perspective what are these folks going on. And when they cuss you out or whatever they do because you was rude, then can't be mad at them. Can't be mad at them. Like, for example, I know this is like, I really don't care for DDG, but calling DDG poo-poo garbage or whatever the heck he did last year in Houston, and DDG brother and whatever other post jump, like, basically punch him in DTA or whatever they did there. So it's like, y'all do realize these are real people. Like, y'all are in front of them. Like, I just feel like that's very important for these people to understand. They're not objects. They're not characters. These are real human beings. So I think that is very interesting, to be very mindful of how you talk to folks and how you know, I'm not saying that you can't be who you are, but I'm saying you should be respectful. You should be respectful. I understand that you look up to these creators and these are maybe your idols in your eyes. I don't think you should be idolizing any content creator. Me personally, I don't think you should be idolizing any content creator. But for people who do, I think you should be very mindful of how you talk to people. Because you never know what might happen to you. Because remember, Texas is a state of caring. And I feel like I should preface that. Texas is a state of caring. So you may not be used to the Southern hospitality, the Southern swag. Like, you who are like, yes ma'am, no ma'am, yeah, like, okay, that's cool. But I feel like you should be respectful of the state that you come in. More same concept, but you should be respectful as a country. When you travel out of the state and out of the country, you should be respectful of the country that you're stepping into. The state is kind of the same. When you come in the South, if you're not from the South, you should be very mindful that these folks have the legal room to carry. And I'm not saying they're gonna do you like that, but I mean saying you should be mindful of the fact these folks crazy. They're crazy and they can carry. Okay, like especially for my people of color, I feel like you should be very like the difference between, and I'm saying like the difference between Southern and Northern racism, I feel like, and I've said this all the time, I feel like Northern racism is a lot more blatant, like more racist. Southern racists, they gonna tell you how you, they gonna ask you how you doing, they gonna say yes ma'am, no ma'am, they gonna say thank you, but they still not gonna like you. You know what I'm saying? Like it's like a little different. Like I've been here born and raised my entire life, it's a little different, but it's still there. So that's why I'm like be very mindful, you know. So, and you be like, I ain't scared of no gun. I'm not saying that you're not scared of no gun. I'm just saying be mindful to not put yourself in a situation that you don't need to be in. That's just my P's and Q's though. You do what you do, how you do. Hello? But Houston in itself, I felt like it was a little overwhelming. Last year, it was fine. In the sense of my group, we were a big group. Everybody kind of just did their thing. I was walking around solo. Me personally, I'm not really a solo walker. I kind of like, you know, hanging out with people, see what people are interested in, and kind of just, not just say following along, but I feel like I'm not really a person, because it's so big and there's so many people, to feel comfortable just walking around by myself. Like I gotta have a bomb. I gotta think I'm I gotta think I'm down. My confidence gotta be like, you know what I'm saying? Like it's gotta be in the sky for me to really. And when I mean like, oh, my confidence gotta be, I gotta feel really good. And when I'm rocking, for me to feel like, oh yeah, you know, like when I wear shorts, I'm not really confident in shorts. So when I wear shorts one day, like my outfit was T. But I was like, oh yeah, I feel like my legs are out. So I was a little more overconscious that day. So when we were by ourselves, like, oh, you know, like I was just kind of sitting down, not really doing stuff. Or like I more so was going to places and watching stuff because I didn't want no folks to be on me. Does that make sense? So it was just a little hard for me to walk around. So I will say the fits and the outfits that you wear, be more conscientious, especially if your personality and for the type of stuff that you like to wear in terms of your confidence. If you are going to be by yourself, I don't think a lot of people really go into considering that that does go into play. Now, I'm not telling you to be mindful of everything that you wear. You can wear whatever you want to. I'm just saying that what you do wear, make sure you're confident in what you bring and what you put on, especially if you are going to be alone, per se. I wish they did a better map. I wish not everything was digital. For the reason, I understand that you have a lot of people, there's a lot of congregation, all that good stuff, but I will say, if you're gonna make an app, I feel like there should be enough proper signal for us to be able to contact. To the point that I'm saying that we was in a group chat and we was not receiving messages from each other because the signal wasn't the best in there. It was low key irritating me. Like if we need to go in with walkie talkies over, can you hear me? Then that's what we gotta do. But I don't want to do that. Like some of us, it's to the point where I was having to call like, hey, did you get my message? No, I didn't get your message. Okay. Because we were trying to meet up to go eat or this and the third. And also, let me preface y'all. Be mindful at what time they're trying to get back over there to the George R. Brown Convention Center, which is the name of the convention center in Houston. I think it's a beautiful convention center. There's some nice stuff, but it's a very popular area in Houston. In comparison, I feel like in Austin, it was a very popular area in Austin, but like I said, Austin is not built like Houston. Austin is still coming up in terms of a lot of things to do. I feel like more so Houston is very much in comparison to Dallas. There's so much to do around certain areas that it gets congested when there's a lot going on at that one time. And what I mean by that is that they had the Astros game going on, and the Saturday, because for Friday I went, it was cool. Saturday, I just wasn't fudging with it. I just don't want to go back to DreamCon. I just wasn't feeling it. So me and my friend, we went to the movies and we went to the outlet. I got me a nice cute little Nike compression shirt. I've been looking for one not a Nike, I told a story. Under Armour compression shirt. I've been looking for one for weeks prior to, so I was so excited to get one on sale, and I bought my mama something and my family something because I just love buying my family gifts. Guilty. But getting back over there, because me and two of my female friends, we were going to a concert. Shout out to Jenny and Mary. I could not even get over there because I was stuck in traffic coming from the opposite direction because the Astros game was near the parking lot I was trying to get to. I couldn't even get over there. I literally had to park in the parking lot around the corner from where I was at for $60 parking because I couldn't get to where I needed to. And the concert had to be by a certain time. And so we had to walk and meet each other because I couldn't even make it to the original parking spot that I was supposed to. I was so irritated, overwhelmed, frustrated, to the point that we couldn't even, for the concert that we was trying to go to, he was like a pre-liner and we was already kind of late, so we was pretty much missing him to a person that I knew who he was, but they didn't really watch him like that. So I was like, I was just so frustrated. Like, I wasted $60, but it wasn't about that. It was about the experiences. But I will say, be very mindful of the area you're going to be in, like, which is why I'm saying be mindful where you're parking and all that stuff. And most importantly, don't be afraid to try the local spots. A lot of these local spots do thrive off the fact that they are having these events, these public areas, these big things going on. So don't be afraid to try a new restaurant. The restaurant that we parked at last year, oh my gosh, we're going back because I love them taperia tacos. My camera's so fake, she just wanted me to shut up. But yeah, I will say personally, I feel like more, and it's better dead to un momento por favor. Y'all can eat me up, but low-key all my batteries are dead, so we gonna make this a little faster ending than I was really expecting to be. But long story short, what I was saying is that Houston itself is really nice, but it's a very congested area. Make sure you do try new things, try new areas. Be open to walk around. Now, be safe, be mindful, especially for my females and even for my guys. Like, be very mindful. Like, just because you think that they wouldn't rob you, they could, or just because you think a car won't be broken into, it can. So I think you should very much move like safe, be responsible. Don't be lax. This is not where you from. If you're not from the area, or if you're from the area, just be very mindful. You know, or if you're from a similar area or even a worse area, just be very mindful for the fact that you don't want to waste no more money. Hello? But more so, be open to the idea. I just think more so recently it's become a little cloud fest. So I only got a Saturday ticket this year for the fact that I feel like a lot of things are surrounding itself about how much, like I said, the viral clip, the idea of things popping off or getting you, being around these people give you more clout. And I will say it's been like that for a while, but more so it's being more predominantly pushed to the front of things. So it's becoming so congested because a lot of people may be there for the wrong reasons. So I will say there's a little drama for things here and there, but overall the experience at the core of things is still there. There's a lot of wonderful, beautiful things, or like the fact that they do have like YouTube creator lounges. They have like, I think they did like a Twitch thing lounge. Like they have different lounges, even if you don't know people. They have like gaming spaces. I know they did at Austin. Hey bookies. Didn't charge my battery, so guilty. But most importantly, to just sum up this video, I just want to let y'all know, pretty much I just want to do a recap just because I know our attention span has for sure gotten a lot shorter since, you know, the creation of short form content. But more than anything, pretty much just understanding that in the space that we are going to be in, make sure that you encompass yourself in the environment and fully enjoy the experience. I feel like when you go with these ideas in mind, especially for how I say advertise things, it makes it very difficult to really fully immerse yourself in probably what you may have immersed yourself with if you would have more of an open mind. So biggest tips that I say going, make sure you have an open mind. Don't be afraid to try new things and be mindful of your surroundings and your well-being. Not saying that things are going to happen to you, but because of the times that we live in, especially as people of color, some of us have more melanin than others. Clearly. But we are still part of a demographic that are to a mass of majority of people in this country are seen as a lesser, sad to say. And I don't mean to end the things on like a damper note, but I feel like it's very important, especially for us to watch the news, be aware of what's happening, what's going on with this, to be mindful of what we should be wary of. I'm not saying live in fear, but I am saying be mindful of the fact that not everybody likes you and are rooting for you per se. But you will find people that may not be of that same color or the demographic of you, or maybe there's certain stereotypes that you maybe had coming prior to that they may, you know, what's the word that I'm looking for? They may prove wrong. Long story short, I mean, at the end of the day, the biggest thing that I tell yourself is go enjoy yourself. Be very mindful for your money. Oh my gosh, the convention and stuff. I do think it's very important that you have a budget for yourself. If you say you're gonna spend less than $400, spend less than $400. Because those places, they be selling the waters and stuff. Water be $10, popcorn be $14. They charge like the goddamn movie theater, and it don't be big buckets. It'd be kind of eggs. So they do have a bunch of stuff. Just be very mindful. Don't be afraid to ask questions and all that good stuff. But I did want to end it here and just put something out. Low key, it's been probably about 30 minutes since I originally did this video. Don't judge me. But I still want to make sure I put it out. I'm not very proper with my organization, so maybe I'll be a little bit better with my organization on the actual trip. Hopefully I'll probably do this on Sunday because I do leave Monday and the convention ends on Sunday. But this year I am more so making my trip a Houston trip rather than a DreamCon trip. I feel last year I did make it a DreamCon trip, and because some of the people who, no offense to my friends, but some of the homies that were going, they weren't more so mentally categorized in terms of their excitement wasn't my excitement, and I kind of feed off people's energy, and like we were just excited about different things, and I have more of a hypeness to be around people rather than people, you know, they just want to do their own thing, which is cool. But I'm more so becoming more solo to where I'm gonna do stuff with or without people, and I'm gonna enjoy myself. So I made my trip more designated around me rather than other people who, no offense to them, eventually said that they were gonna do stuff with us, and then some people didn't even come in, and then some people didn't even go into what they said they were gonna do. So, you know, I think if you just come with the expectation of you going to do what you're supposed to do and do what you want to do, I feel like that makes it a lot more easier. Sorry, I'm finna join my Discord and we finna watch Love Island. Don't judge me. Don't judge me. My girls have been wanting me to watch this thing for the hottest minute, and I'm coming around. I'm coming around. But yeah, that's pretty much it. If no one said I love you, I love you. If no one's supposed to, proud of you. I'm proud of you. Stay brilliant, be safe, watch your surroundings, and these folks is crazy. If y'all have any tips and suggestions and or comments for how you feel about the DreamCon experience, you let me know. Like I said, I'm gonna do it before DreamCon, and I just want to give y'all some tips and forewarnings before going, and then probably the after will be a little more structured, just because this is my first time doing a video, and I do love spitballing, but I do of course need to probably be a little more organized with my thought pattern and my process, but not too much on me because I just want to come do this out of the kindness of my heart. All right, my bookies, from my heart. Thank you. Bye.